Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new episode of Eve Echoes. Tonight on the show, we're going to be talking about the two events that popped up on the 22nd of December. I must say, after having reviewed the bath of an event that, it was a bath. The Fading Stars treasure trove, and the horrible design that it represented. Honestly, I was looking forward to these two events, and I was quite curious what exactly we find next. Well, to my amazement, I had an initial positive reaction. We had those 24 trinkets that we had to collect. It was a pain in the ass, because we had basically to go and, get them off the market, because it was practically impossible to get all 24 trinkets using just 3 of those scanners that were provided. And yes, I was right. Only 3 of those scanners were provided. That was the Fading Star Treasure Trove event that provided you with 1 scanner, and the Yol login event, which provided you with 2 additional scanners, 1 in day 2 and 1 in day 5. And that was it. Fortunately, my cries of anger and rage spewed over and landed on proper ears, because just 2 days after I posted my review of the Fading Star event, somebody added an ad hoc mechanism that started sending players emails with 1 clue per day. Isn't that fortunate? Needless to say, I was happy that at least something was done on that matter. Even though that wasn't the best approach, it was something, so I'll give them a thumbs up for that. But still, most of the players really had to rely on market to go and buy their items. Otherwise, there would be no chance in completing all 24. And of course, that allowed the player base to basically manipulate and do whatever the player base does on the market. Prices were varying. Sometimes there were 2 million, and 1 hour later there were 30 million. I was able to sell some of my trinkets that were extra. Well, I managed to sell some for around, 4 or 5 million, while on one day I managed to sell 3 duplicates that I had for 30 million a piece. Well, I can't say it was bad for business. It was good. But still, to your average player that just started the game and pretty much looked forward to interacting with this new event, he probably uninstalled the game and probably still has some bad taste left in his mouth, because these events are advertised and are posted all over the place on social media and Twitter, Facebook, and these events attract new players. And well, just try to imagine the amazement of new players when they actually go into the game and they say, I want to see what this awesome thing was. I saw it on Twitter. It must be great. They have new stuff. Look at those pictures. They added like some form of whatever. You can search the star map. It's gonna be amazing. No. Okay, so let's get back to our topic for today, because, well, I actually went in the Golden Age event, and my initial reaction was a positive one. I literally started giggling with joy because, well, there were the trinkets that I had that had some story elements, some lore elements, even though the lore was kind of forcibly pushed into Eve Echoes, with the most of the player base not knowing what exactly do they represent or what events ties to those trinkets. I tried to cover, at least I managed to cover a couple of the puzzles and 18 of said trinkets. I still have a video that I have to upload in regards to the last 2 puzzles, the last 2 stories, which is a carrier being crashed on Galente Prime, and the story of the Ishikone CEO, which managed to find a cure for the VTOC, which is a deadly drug that keeps the Minmatar slaves in the Marian's pocket. We'll talk about these more in that video. But yeah, I was very, very happy that, well, I got to submit my trinkets, and I was able to match them exactly as I mentioned and presented them in my lore and bedtime stories videos. And while I was doing that, I was expecting some kind of reward, right? I mean, it definitely says right here, read, verify, and record. Historians of the Sister of Eve are committed to piecing together the broken past. They believe that unraveling mysteries in the history will eventually bring back the glory of New Eden. Collective memories will unite us once again. Looking ahead, YC124 is around the corner at the turn of the year as the Yule Festival draws near. Let's start the celebration of new with turning a page from the past. So if we go to options and try to go to the, where is it, the patch notes, you'll find something really, really interesting. And that is the Golden Age. So, dock at any station and clues in your current inventory will be displayed on this page. Pay close attention to what's written on the clues. Determine the connection between the clues. Each event has 3 unique clues. Combine the clues correctly to reveal the corresponding event and get rewards. How to get the grand prize? Well, complete all of the 8 story events. Reveal them to unlock the final reward. So get the reward. You get some reward, right? Let's head over back to the event page. So we get to go and start the investigation again. By the way, I have no more trinkets because I've pretty much completed them all. And yeah, we'll get to the spot immediately. It was really interesting to put these, and I got to experience a short description of all the clues being put together. In the event Omen, after completing all of the events, actually, after completing each of the events, you can get like this description, and it basically tries to explain what the clues represented, and it's pretty much exactly what I talked about in my previous videos of bedtime stories and lore. It talks of the Eve Gate collapsing, it talks of the Yangjung, its great voyage, the Minmatar slave rebellion and the consequences it had, the 7 events of the apocalypse, the Academy of the Departed, Prosperous Trading Center, which is the story of Skip and Ellie in the Dixie, gave us some kind of closure after chasing all those trinkets and submitting them and, well, yeah, getting a reward. What reward? Well, it turns out they managed to poop on this one as well. Because the big reward and the individual reward for each of those events, each of the story panels that you unlock, gives you star navigation data.
No way!
I shit you not, this is your reward. I was expecting something better, but instead they gave us a currency that needs to be used in the second event that launched on the 22nd. Yeah, it's the Sun Chaser Funding Program event. Sorry, cut that event, it's not an event, it's a Las Vegas casino slots machine. Yeah, I'm sorry to get angry, but I'll get there in a moment. So we managed to submit all the trinkets, we get all the rewards, and we get in total around 20 points as the big prize, and 5 points per each individual panel unlocked, and so that's basically 60 star navigation data points. Okay, so I still have like a bunch of trinkets, I may have duplicates. What do I do with them? Well, in any case, do not, I repeat, do not hit that return button and do not click those, because if you click those, you'll be able to sell them. And when you sell them, that's the recycle they mentioned in the patch notes. When you sell them from this specific panel, they get sold to NPC, destroyed, and you get just 10,000 ISK in your wallet. Yeah, it's the estimated market price on those trinkets, which is an estimated market price that never was updated, and I think they never intended to update it. I don't think developers, the designers, whoever thought of this crap figured, oh, they might be trading it on the market for profit, they might play market games, market manipulation. No, we just plaster this 10,000 ISK default price, and whoever gets to be unlucky to sell them via this event panel, well, joke's on them. What the blazing fuck? So yeah, if you ever thought of recycling your stuff and you already did it, I'm truly sorry for you. You could have gotten a better price and profit from by selling them on the market. But who the hell implemented this? This is horrible beyond any imagination.
You're fired!
But whatever, we managed to discover the event omens, and we managed to get all the prizes. We got 60 star navigation points. Now, what the hell do we do to them? Well, there's the second event. It's the Sun Chaser Funding Program Las Vegas Casino Slots Machine. Yeah, it basically is that. So this is the actual panel. Bear with me here. This is the actual panel that they described in the patch notes. Oh, I have to read it again because it's beyond any logic what went here. So we go into the Sun Chaser Funding Program. Look at the rules. You'll need to locate 7 star systems, one by one. Each time you research a system, you'll need to use some star navigation data. Okay, the amount of navigation data required varies between star systems. Okay, just by reading rule number 1, what do you understand? That you'll be able to, I don't know, see a map, go to some space regions, try to identify 7 star systems. Yeah, that's baffling. What you get? It's a goddamn circle with yellow blips and dots that just light up when you use, you guessed it right, those star navigation data points. Moving backwards. Now, each star system consists of 12 celestial bodies in total, 11 planets and 1 star. That is correct. We have 12 blips on our yellow circle. Each time you locate something, the result will contain 1 to 3 random celestial bodies. What that means is whenever you click this button and you use some of your points, your star navigation points, you have an RNG of unlocking or lighting up 1, 2, or 3 of these blips. When you complete the entire disk, meaning you light up the 11 planets and the blip that sits on top of the circle, like that is the star, then the circle is complete and you get the reward that is present in the middle, which is like for stage 1, actually you get a box, Golden Age Battlecruiser Nanocore Opt box. And this lets you choose one of the 4 nanocores available inside this box. Is not RNG, you can actually select the one you want. That's okay-ish. And there's also some additional rules. You've got 0.4% chances of sniping the star, like the top blip. And if you snipe that, then the disc gets automatically completed and you skip all the rest of the process of unlocking all the other blips or lighting up all the other dots on the disc. But the chances are very, very slim. I was lucky. I was able to snipe that star. Don't ask me how. But there's an interesting mechanic here, and that's why it's a Las Vegas casino slots machine. So, we've got an RNG of getting 1 to 3 dots light up. The dots that are not the sun have a bigger chance of getting unlocked, okay? So, yeah, it makes sense that it's very difficult to snipe the star directly. But you're missing the RNG here. So, it says you get 33.33% chances of getting 1, 2, or 3 blips. Now on stage 1, for each of the cycle or the scan, when you press the button, you use 10 star navigation points. So assuming you're lucky enough and you get 3 blips, and you all get 3 blips, and let's include also if you snipe the star, you'll be able to complete the stage 1 and get this box that contains the Battlecruiser Nanocore using the default points, the ones that you completed, assuming you completed all of the panels in the Golden Age event and you managed to submit all the 24 trinkets and you had 60 points to begin with. But you may be very unlucky to get just 1 dot per cycle, meaning you use 10 points and you get 1 dot. You use some more 10 points, you get 1 more dot, and so on. So this is the worst case scenario in which a player that is so unlucky or can only unlock 1 dot in the disc per cycle. This means you have to do 12 scans. So if the star is the last one, of course you will complete the circle, then you will actually snipe the star. But 12 cycles of 10 points each, and you only have 60. Imagine that. This means that you have the chances of not getting even the stage 1 reward using the default points. You might say, well, it happens, yeah, but some of the players actually went and bought all the trinkets with ISK because, well, they wanted to participate in the event and they didn't even get something guaranteed. So to get something guaranteed per your investment, you actually have to invest a lot more than just buying off those trinkets. You also have to be lucky, and if you're unlucky, you'll have to invest even more. Because guess what? Yeah, the star map navigation points, whatever they're called, you can get them via the store. But there's an interesting mechanic here. So you see this plus here that lets you add more. It takes you to the recommended in the New Eden store, and you see star navigation data, which costs 50 million ISK. Okay, and here comes the dilemma. If you go to the button of using said star map points, and you don't have enough star map points, you'll get greeted with one such message. Where is it? Here we are. And it says, you can spend 100 Plex and purchase 10 star navigation data. Let's do the math here. So 100 Plex, let's say, because the Plex has recently went through the roof, basically because of this event, 100 Plex equals 200 million. So you get 10 points per 200 million. What happens when you buy the points via the store with 50 million? And by the way, they are also capped, limited 40 times. So let's take a look at 10 points, and voila, you get 500 million ISK. So my dilemma is why there are two ways of getting these points, and why is the Plex variant cheaper than the ISK variant? I mean, what is the purpose? This thing will never get, like, duh, who would pay 500 million for 10 points when they could just convert 200 of them, 200 million ISK into Plex and get 10 points? So basically for 500 million you can get 25 points, let's say. But yeah, you can use 400 million of the money in 500 million and get 20 points. Why would you use this one? Because it's an incentive of players using Plex. I'm guessing that the intention was to get rid of more Plex that sits on the market, because, well, if you get rid of the Plex that sits on the market, players that, you know, generate ISK can't get game time by buying Plex off the market, because there's no Plex on the market to begin with. But alas, many players just immediately quit this event after seeing what the fuckery was going on here. And I don't know, the Plex market seems to have restabilized a bit. Prices are going down a bit now. Plex sits at 1.7 million, and I can see that more Plex are being added into the market again, because, well, many players just completely erased the market of Plex and tried to participate in this event using Plex. But get this, there's an even interesting side to this story. Well, there is no tooltip. Like, if you click on the plus, you won't get, like, how do you want to buy these? Using ISK or using Plex? No, I saw that message by accident. I don't know if other players saw it as well, because I know for certain that some players did not see that message that you can convert 100 Plex to 10 points, and they used a lot of their ISK to get some points. So yeah, again, I'm really confused about this event, what the hell it was, what it represented, and what was the purpose. You might say it's a conspiracy theory here in the middle, but look at these, look at the facts, look at the panel, look at this shit. I can't call it otherwise. Yeah, this is the star system that we need to scan out. It's a disc with some yellow blips, and you pay Plex, you pull the lever, and you can win squat. Because yeah, let's get back to the thing where we I would mention being unlucky, totally unlucky. So in stage 1 you get the battlecruiser nanocore, okay, and it costs 10 points per cycle to have a chance at opening up, lighting up 1 or 2 or 3 of these dots. Well, let's say you complete them, you move to stage 2. Stage 2 uses up 20 points per cycle, meaning you get to spend 20 points just to scan for 1, 2, or 3, and actually light 1, 2, or 3 of these dots, and you have 12 of them. So, you do the math, and if you're really unlucky all the time, and you only get 1 dot every time, that's gonna cost very, very much. It's going to burn a hole through your pocket. Of course, if you really want to invest, I recommend you do not do that. But it goes even further, because at stage 3 you will have to use 30 points per cycle, stage 4 40, so on until you reach, probably, if you still have a house and kidneys, if you haven't sold them on the black market, to get some dollars and buy some Plex and participate in this event. Then on stage 7, it's going to cost you 70 points per cycle, ladies and gentlemen, and with 70 points per cycle, 10 points per 100 Plex, which means 700 Plex per cycle times 12 if you're completely unlucky and you get to unlock only 1 dot per cycle. That means 12 times 700, which equals 8,400 Plex. And this is only if you manage to get to this stage thus far. Not considering the other quantities of Plex that you had to dump in order to get to stage 4. But beyond stage 3, it's not even worth going. I mean, the first stage is a battlecruiser nanocore. Stage 2 is an Imperial battleship nanocore. And stage 3 is a faction battleship nanocore. And then the crap just tends to repeat themselves. You got battlecruiser, battleship again, and then faction again. And then I think you get another, by default, if you complete all 7 stages, you get yet another reward, which is the faction battleship nanocore. But this is outrageous for a nanocore that basically just allows you to jump to the nearest ITC, and you must be in range of, I don't know, at least a maximum of 4 light years if you configure the nanocore properly. Yeah, it's RNG also, because the secondary attributes, you can get the correct ones and you need to spend some more stuff, get some more Plex, spend some more stuff, and recycle the attributes to get the correct one. This entire thing is money dumps, written, labeled all over the place. Yeah, it's a casino slots machine. This is not normal, but you know what? This is actually allowed because it's not a loot box. It offers guaranteed success once you complete all 12 points. It has some RNG, because why not? But it doesn't have RNG on the final rewards, which is completing the entire cycle. That would have been illegal in some of the European Union countries, and most likely this game would have been banned if somebody would have reported it. Figures. How is this event even in the smallest bit interactive? What is the player required to do to feel that he's a part of the game? Aside from the Golden Age, which actually, let's say, it makes a bit of sense. You get some stuff, you get some, some panels, you get some story, you get some lore, you piece them together. That's kind of cool. That was a bit good. And if I just follow the pattern here with these events, I would say that they've just followed in the steps of Microsoft. One Windows is bad, then one is good, then one is shit, then one is good. This is exactly what happened here. The Treasure Trove was a complete failure. The Golden Age was kind of okay, and was, I don't know, even though it was limited interaction, you had some stuff and you had to read the lore items and mash them together. It was still okay. It was something that someone might spend inside a panel doing, like, matching and stuff. And I'm honestly disappointed because the Sun Chaser program, whatever funding crap, I really hoped that it would have been something like the Discovery project, which runs in EVE Online, in which you actually had to analyze some data and to get like, I don't know, protoplanets and exoplanets, something, you know, to feel like you're doing something in the game, something that it's not requiring of you to just dump your entire Visa card and try to buy some stuff that won't even give you any satisfaction. What the hell is going on with this game? I am extremely disappointed with these two, at least, yeah, with the final event, Sun Chaser funding program. They had all the necessary ingredients to make this a unique experience for new players, for all players, for everyone to enjoy. Could have been something amazing. Yeah, you could have added something just to incentivize players. I don't know, if you want to support and blah blah blah, you can get some these additional skins if you pay something, like in Plex, or in like I don't know, money, like buy them from the store. Because as Sheev mentioned, players do that. I'm playing Wild Rift and there's plenty of players that buy skins, and it's not required. They don't give you any attributes, any extra advantages. People just buy them because they want to look cool, and that's okay. It's a consumable that you get just put on yourself and you feel good about, and you show with the other people that you got it. But comparing it to Wild Rift, like, the gaming experience and user interaction is actually playing the MOBA on the field with 4 other players inside the team, and you know, understanding and gaining experience how to play some hero in which you can do whatever you want and lead your team towards victory, to destroying the enemy base. Yeah, that's a good example of a free-to-play game, and this could have been good. This could have been an excellent implementation of a free-to-play game, free-to-play event, not taking into consideration that we are paying a mega, which is kind of a subscription, so we would like assume at least the events would be something that we could have fun with and interact with and use our experience, knowledge, and I don't know, do some PvP stuff, do some PvE stuff, collect some stuff, find out some story, piece them together, get some decent rewards, as in some special items, maybe a skin, but don't force players to spend money. Yeah, they will spend money because it's a trap. It's basically a trap. It's the same fake mechanism that I've been telling you all about this. The same fake mechanism that I've been telling you all about since, I don't know, a couple of months ago when I went on a full nerd rage. I have no idea if things will improve or if it will get something good in the future. So far, I had my hopes and it all went to shit. That's a loss of words here. No, don't worry, I'm not quitting the game or anything. I'm just extremely disappointed. And I think that from now on, our expectation of stuff should be limited or close to 0. And we should just enjoy the game either, I don't know, via PvE, PvP, corporation alliances, playing with friends, because honestly, this is what a sandbox MMO is all about. And try to avoid into turning the game into a cash dumpster. It probably keeps the game alive, probably keeps the studio alive, at least the team that is developing EVE Echoes, but this is not the way it's supposed to be. Anyhow, please leave your comments below and let me know what do you think, how do you feel. Do you feel like me? Do you have other opinions? I'm willing to hear each and every one of you. And yeah, I'm going to be launching soon the final part of the Bedtime Stories and Lore in the series of Golden Age. At least I'll try to launch it before the event ends. But I'm not interested in actually, you know, matching and or at least creating a guide for the trinkets. I guess everyone has figured them out by now. I'm more interested in the lore and the stories that were behind the items, and EVE Echoes is so devoid of lore. Even with this Golden Age event and with all the trinkets, I just don't feel satisfied with the lack of lore that is present inside this game. Anyhow, that's all for today. I hope you guys learned something. Thank you guys for watching. A very big shout out to my channel supporters. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.